Good morning, everyone. This week's Monday meditation comes from Daniel chapter 1, verses 8 through 16. These are some verses that we studied over the weekend at our fall retreat with our students at Caswell. We talked about being fearless and how following God oftentimes requires risk, but that is worth it because God is faithful. And you will see that as we read here in these verses in Daniel. Also remember that Daniel and his three friends that we primarily know as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were young people. They were students. They were not old men, and yet they exercised such resolve to be faithful to what God would have them to be, no matter what it might cost them. And would the Lord give us such zeal, such resolve this week? So let's read together Daniel chapter 1, beginning in verse 8. But Daniel resolved that he would not defile himself with the king's food or with the wine that he drank. Therefore he asked the chief of the eunuchs to allow him not to defile himself. And God gave Daniel favor and compassion in the sight of the chief of the eunuchs. And the chief of the eunuchs said to Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who assigned your food and your drink. For why should he see that you were in worse condition than the youths who are of your own age? So you would endanger my head with the king. Then Daniel said to the steward, whom the chief of the eunuchs had assigned over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, test your servants for 10 days. Let us be given vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then let our appearance and the appearance of the youths who eat the king's food be observed by you. And deal with your servants according to what you see. So he listened to them in this matter and tested them for 10 days. At the end of 10 days, it was seen that they, that is Daniel and his three friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, or Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, at the end of 10 days, it was seen that they were better in appearance and fatter in flesh than all the youths who ate the king's food. So the steward took away their food and the wine they were to drink and gave them vegetables. God was faithful to Daniel and his three friends. Daniel and his three friends were faithful in their resolve to be faithful to God, even though it would have been easy for them to give in. Yet they didn't. And may the Lord help us to face whatever uncertainties we might have this week with such resolve that no matter what may come our way, we'll resolve ourselves, we will draw a line in the sand that we will be faithful to God and He will always be faithful to us. I hope you have a blessed week, and I hope these scripture verses will resonate in your heart throughout the week. God bless.